people fed them with donations. If they had gone a little further and had reflected on what happened in that mountain, it would have been a great and powerful experience for them. The Bible says in Revelation 14:5, speaking of the 144,000, in their mouths found no guile, no falsehood connected with them, their witnessing or their ministry. In their mouths, truth dispelled and dispensed. Truth that elevates, truth that lifts, truth that enlightens, truth that saves. And those of us who have been blessed to do evangelism have had certain persistent ideas. One of them you find in the book Evangelism. It says, one soul, just one, is worth more than the whole world. And I was determined that though God has been good and allowed me to baptize thousands, I was determined from the beginning I will not do certain things just to get a larger number. I will remember the value of a soul. One soul. And if you think that's awesome, read the other book, Gospel Workers. One soul is worth more than many worlds. I have no desire to follow the devil. How about you? I remember him in heaven saying, I will be like God. He is the father of lies, and the truth is not in him. He went around spreading his lies amongst the stars, and he insisted that God is not just. If he is, then he cannot be love. He cannot be both. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And God proved that he was just and the God of love by giving his only begotten Son. And I have read recently that in other worlds the issue was not fully settled until they saw Jesus on the cross. Now it's settled. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. But woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And then early in the history of the human race, he said, ye shall not surely die. And most people on earth believe that. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. Amen. He finally came to listen to a preacher of righteousness, and he said to all of society, there will be no flood. Have you ever seen rain? Why, the keel of this thing is rotting. It's been there for 100 years. Moss is growing on the north side of the ark. Laugh at him. And they did. And too late they understood he was a liar, and the truth was not in him. Then he goes around amongst the churches and tells them, you don't have to keep God's commandments. They are done away with. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. Jesus is not really the Son of God. Oh, we will allow he was a good man, even a good teacher, but not divine. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And then when showdown time came, he said to his imps and those whom he controlled, if we crucify him, he is done. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And after the crucifixion, he was so nervous, he began to say amongst his own, if we can hold him in the grave for just 4 days, if we can keep him in there just 4 days, we got him. He will see corruption. We've got him. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. He thought the whole plan of redemption would be shot. And if that were true, then Moses and Enoch and Elijah would have to leave heaven and come back down here and die. They're in heaven on credit, charged to the bank of Jesus. And if Jesus had failed, he could not pay their debt. They'd have to come back down here. And then a little twist in his philosophy. If you follow him, you'll never have another problem. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. But I'll tell you one thing, if God allows that problem to come, there's something redemptive about it. It's for your good. My wife has a favorite text, and that text suggests that he won't allow anything to come that you can't escape from. The problem is many don't want to escape. I heard someone say, instead of running away from temptation, they crawl away hoping it will catch them. And then the devil said, he doesn't really love you folks at 3ABN camp meeting. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And he picks out certain ones who have checkered histories. Perhaps they're the only one who will know about it, but the devil knows, and he will wash your face in it and tell you you've gone too far. There's no hope for you. Others might be saved, but not you. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. Or he will say the true science of the earth is evolution. He's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And now he's promoting postmodernism. I went to a meeting at Oakwood College, and a young man made a speech, and he looked right at Cleveland and me and Bradford, and he said, we don't believe as you men did. Why, he said, we're into postmodernism. That's of the devil, and he's a liar, and the truth is not in him. And if you call me old-fashioned, you've only paid me a compliment. God is old-fashioned from everlasting to everlasting. He is the eternal God. I've met people here who were kind enough to say that tapes that were made in 1979 brought them to the truth. Let me tell you, truth doesn't get old. Truth does not go that far. Revelation 21:8, the Bible speaks of murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters, and then it says, and all liars will have their part in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone. Oh, but some lies sound so good. Psalm 55:21 says they are smoother than butter, but they are deadly. And if you fool with them, you'll be lost altogether. When Jesus arose on Sunday morning, he said to Mary, don't touch me. I've got to go back to my Father. He went up there and came back 12 o'clock the same day, walking on the road to Emmaus with his disciples. But as he approached the kingdom, we have this picture painted for us, that the angels were the gatekeepers, and they saw Christ coming with a retinue of resurrected souls. And they asked the question, who is it? And someone said, open ye the gates that the King of glory might come in. I don't have time to go through all of that, but it was a ceremony of acceptance, and it's going to happen again. Christ will lead his army of obedient saints home to glory. And as we approach it, the question will be asked, who is this who comes? Not only the King of glory, but open the gates that the righteous nation that keepeth the truth might enter in. You want to be in that number.